All right, family. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. And I'm wishing you all a lot of positive energy. And thank y'all so much for your likes, your shares, your comments. They're welcome. We're going to get right into the content. This is talking about the revising of housing.
Red carpet out for illegals that led from the border right up to our public housing units. Every day this travesty continued was a desecration of our government's sacred duty to the American people. Under President Trump's leadership, we are finally ending this gravy train for illegals. At Housing and Urban Development, we proposed a new rule that would force everyone in HUD-supported housing to show proof of citizenship or eligibility. This indeed will end the mixed status loophole, which enabled illegals and ineligibles to get away with their fraud if they stayed in a home with at least one other eligible member. We also blocked illegals from accessing FHA-insured mortgages, which is taxpayer money, which are meant to benefit American citizens and American citizens only. All illegals and all ineligibles must make room for the vulnerable American people, because every one of those spots that is taken from a homeless veteran shivering in the midnight in the streets, a married couple facing a mountain of bills and weight on their family, or every citizen desiring to feel the American dream. Those are the people that we serve. Those are the people that we must serve. And those are the people that we have been called to serve in America. And we also have a duty to serve the Americans of faith who found themselves downtrodden during the Biden administration. Religious liberty is enshrined in our First Amendment, and it is often called America's first freedom because it is the foundational freedom that all others are built upon. And I'm a Christian, unapologetically. And for me, for myself, as well as millions of Americans and believers across this country, our faith in Christ defines who we are down to the very core of our being. We understand what the Apostle Paul meant when he wrote, "To live is Christ, to die is gain." And our lives are hidden with Christ in God. Trying to rob someone of that very identity is a wicked trespass against them and the First Amendment. And that's what we'll witness during the Biden administration, when Washington literally stiff-armed and boxed out faith-based groups out of serving the American people, put believers in fear of expressing themselves, and weaponized, if you will, the law against Americans of faith. But because of our great president, President Trump, faith has a sanctuary in America once again. At HUD, believers are once again free to live out their faith without fear. We're working to make sure that faith-based providers can once again serve the hands as the hands and the feet of Christ, caring for the poor and the vulnerable instead of getting involved away because their beliefs. Our HUD Center of Faith is working with the presidentially established task force to eradicate anti-Christian bias, to cut down on red tape that encumbers faith-based organizations in our country. Actions, my friends, not words. So in short, we're returning HUD to its mission-minded focus, reestablishing stewardship and good policies. And that mission is to give vulnerable Americans a temporary hand up as they walk the path to home ownership. All of our work is already bearing much fruit as a hope that you can see. The Housing Affordability Index of the National Association of Realtors is at its highest level in years. Under President Trump's leadership, home purchase applications surged by nearly 10%. And rents, which for most people are the beginning of the path to home ownership, are also dropping. The median rent has dropped to a multi-year low, and compared to 2022, some cities have seen double-digit drops in apartment rents. most budget friendly in 4 years. This is under President Trump's leadership. Our work is bearing much fruit. CPAC friends, we want to help future generations have the same opportunities to achieve the American dream that their parents and their grandparents had. The stakes are very high. In many ways, home ownership is a spine that holds up our republic because owning a home anchors the American dream. Home ownership gives you something that you can make financially independent. It gives you a true stake in your community, the motivation to make life better for you and your neighbor, a legacy you will pass on to your kids and your grandkids. Having a home is a sanctuary and a cradle for future generations. It promotes stability and prosperity, strong and independent citizens of the United States of America. That vision is a North Star that keeps us going at HUD. And we will continue to pursue it with action and not words. We're about action and not just words at HUD. As I close today, Americans gain confidence and morale when we see our leaders actually living up to the words and fulfilling their promises. And I know this, that is what we see in President Trump, a true leader who fights day in and day out, and I know it personally, for every American citizen, a man who lives up to the promises that he made despite the unrelenting, unending opposition he faces day by day. And by God's grace, in this administration, we will continue to usher in America into a new golden age. Under President Trump's guidance and leadership, we will make homes more affordable, revitalize our communities, and ensure that every American can live safer, happier, and more prosperous lives together. Thank you for having me. God bless you.
All right, family, that's nice. See that housing going down, and people are being able to afford houses now, and they getting rid of all the fraud. I just thought I'd share that with y'all, and appreciate you all. You all are champions. Thank you for your dedication. Go over to YouTube and look at my content. Just subscribe for me. Some of it's the same, but there's a little few difference. But I'll stay over here on TikTok. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Bye. Cozy's News on YouTube.